I'm sitting in my car outside the bank, holding my phone so tight my knuckles hurt. It's my last $5,000, my entire emergency fund. But Mom needs it for a final hospital bill. She called me crying, said her insurance denied coverage. She swore this payment would end it all. I wire the money. My heart feels light and heavy at the same time. Relief that she'll finally be okay. Fear that my own safety net is gone. That night, I decide to stop by her place. I have a feeling she's lonely, so I bring groceries to cheer her up. But when I step onto her porch, I hear her laugh through the thin walls. "Yeah, she fell for it again," she says into the phone, her voice dripping with amusement. My little cash cow never doubts me. My legs freeze. Did I hear that right? My mind races. Maybe I misunderstood. Maybe it's a joke. But I can't unhear the smug tone. Suddenly it hits me. She's never sounded sick. My face burns with confusion, anger, and betrayal. I don't knock. I just stand there, eavesdropping, heart pounding. I know everything has changed. The next morning, I march up her driveway, determined for answers. My stomach twists in knots, but I'm fueled by raw anger and hurt. As soon as she opens the door, I blurt, "I heard you last night. What's so funny about my money?" She stares at me like I'm crazy. "You must have misheard," she says, eyes shifting. "Why are you always suspicious?" Her voice drips with false concern. She even tries to tear up like she's the victim here. I feel dizzy, like the ground is slipping. Was she talking about someone else? Could I be jumping to conclusions? But that mocking tone lingers in my memory. Her eyes won't meet mine. Something's off. She goes on about her pain, starts listing imaginary symptoms. I almost second-guess myself until I remember that laugh. That smug satisfaction. My spine tingles. I can't stand in that house another second, so I walk out. Driving away, my chest tightens. I feel like an idiot. Have I been lied to for years? The betrayal churns in my stomach. I want proof. I need evidence before I fully accept that my own mother might be scamming me. I decide to dig deeper. No more blind trust. My laptop is open on the kitchen table, bank statements spread everywhere. My hands shake as I tally each payment I've made to Mom since she first told me she was sick. The total creeps higher, and my heart hammers with each new addition. $38,000. I almost dropped my pen. How did I send that much? It started with small amounts, 50 here, 100 there, then bigger chunks for MRI scans or emergency procedures. Each time she insisted it was urgent. She'd text me at midnight, voice trembling, swearing her life depended on it. I stare at the final figure. 38,000 in less than 3 years. I've put my own dreams on hold. I never bought that plane ticket to visit my best friend. I skipped therapy sessions I needed, all because I believed she was on the brink of death. Now, I can't ignore the question burning in my mind. How is she still in debt after so much help? The timeline is glaringly impossible. If the treatments were real, she should be home free by now. Something isn't adding up. My chest tightens with suspicion. I know I need tangible proof. I'm done relying on her words. I flip open an email chain Mom forwarded me a while back. It has scans of hospital invoices, doctor's notes, lab results, each file carefully labeled. They looked so real then. Now I'm not so sure. I call the hospital listed on the invoices. My palms sweat as I wait on hold. Eventually a crisp voice says, "I'm sorry, ma'am, but there's no record of a patient by that name during those dates." I almost dropped the phone. I double-checked the invoice number, the hospital's name, everything. It's not a mistake on my end. These documents are fake. Images of Mom texting me at all hours flood my mind. "My labs are in, things don't look good," she'd say. I remember those nights spent crying, imagining the worst. Now I'm staring at these worthless PDFs, pure fiction. I sift through more emails, my heart thuds in my ears. She created a flawless facade, logos, signatures, everything. Why would someone go this far? To manipulate their own child for money? My jaw clenches, a burning sensation in my chest. I close my laptop, tears blurring my vision. This is bigger than a misunderstanding. It's a calculated betrayal, and it's only the beginning. I lie in bed, eyes locked on the ceiling, memories hitting me in waves. I see myself skipping birthdays, telling friends I couldn't afford to join them. I declined job opportunities that required upfront travel costs. All the times I thought, Mom needs me more. She used to call me crying, "Doctors don't think I'll make it to next year." I remember how my voice cracked when I replied, "I'll send you what I can." She'd add, "You can always treat yourself later." I might not be here tomorrow. I feel heat behind my eyes, like tears trying to push through. Guilt, anger, shame. I'd believed every word. Was I just naive, or was she that convincing? Her emotional grip was tight. She knew exactly how to tug at my heart. The memory of my 26th birthday stings the most. I'd canceled a small celebration because she called, sobbing about a hefty hospital bill. I drained my rent savings. That night, I ate ramen noodles, alone, telling myself it was worth it if she'd be okay. Now, I can't sleep. My mind churns with fury. She stole my experiences, used guilt as a leash. I need the truth, no matter how painful. My eyes ache from scanning old emails. Most are pleas for help, but one subject line stands out. Your flight itinerary. It's from 3 months ago, the same week Mom claimed she was in the ICU for complications. I click it open. A flight to Mexico. The departure date lines up with her supposed hospital stay. My stomach flips. I check the details. A round-trip ticket for a week-long vacation. There's an attached resort reservation too. Oceanfront view. I slam my laptop shut, but the reality hits like a truck. She wasn't lying on a hospital bed. She was probably sipping margaritas. My brain flashes to the phone call she made that week. I remember how she groaned in pain, claiming she could hardly breathe. I felt so helpless. I PayPal'd her $2,000 that same day, hoping to cover medical fees. Now it's clear she was enjoying a tropical getaway. My pulse pounds in my ears. I can't describe the betrayal. It's not just money, it's the mental torture she put me through. I text her, but my fingers tremble. We need to talk. She doesn't respond. I realize I'm just scratching the surface of her lies. Late at night, I remember Mom once mentioning a side Instagram account she used to keep track of random stuff. On a hunch, I search her usual username with a twist, her nickname plus some numbers. I find it, and to my shock, it's public. Beach selfies flood the screen. In every photo, she's smiling in a bikini, holding fancy cocktails, sometimes surrounded by friends I've never met. Her captions read, "Healing in Paradise," and "Spa Day to Soothe the Soul." Date stamps match the periods she told me she was bedridden, unable to afford pain medication. My face flushes hot. I want to hurl my phone across the room. She's living a dream life on the money I sacrificed for her supposed treatments. I gave her everything, thinking she was at death's door. Scrolling further, I see pictures of luxury hotel suites, a spa tub filled with rose petals. The sense of betrayal nearly knocks the wind out of me. She looks happy, no sign of sickness, no hospital wristbands, no hospital gowns, just indulgence. I exit the app, my heart racing. There's no denying it now. My mom has been living a secret life, funded entirely by my naive devotion. I can't shake the burning in my gut. With trembling hands, I dig through old text messages for more clues. There's a thread with her friend Michelle. I'd forgotten she borrowed my phone once to send Michelle a picture. The conversation is still there. I scroll, heart pounding. My eyes widen at messages discussing minor surgery from last year. She brags to Michelle about finally getting her dream lips and a full set of veneers. I read on, stunned. She mentions going under the knife for a little lift, and how she can't wait to see the results. My blood boils. Last year, she told me she was rushed into an emergency procedure to remove a dangerous tumor. I paid for that operation in full. I clutch my phone, tears pooling in my eyes. This isn't a misunderstanding. This is a full-blown con. She took my love, turned it into currency for Botox, veneers, and whatever else she wanted. My mind replays nights I went without decent meals to save money for her supposed medical bills. The mental torment of thinking she might die at any moment. Meanwhile, she was flaunting new cosmetic fixes. That betrayal sets my chest on fire. I stand in my tiny kitchen, gripping the counter so hard my fingers go numb. Rage pulses through every vein. It's not just the money, though that's huge. It's the lies, the manipulation, the way she laughed about me, calling me gullible. She robbed me of my peace. I sacrificed birthdays and get-togethers, always worried about her. I see it now. She manipulated me from the start. My loyalty was her piggy bank. My phone buzzes. It's a text from Mom, a heart emoji, a photo of us when I was a kid, and the words, "Thinking of you, my sweet girl." My stomach twists at the calculated timing. She must sense I'm pulling away, so she's throwing nostalgic guilt my way. I can't reply. Instead, I scream into my pillow. The rage won't leave me. I want to confront her right now, demand explanations. But I also realize she'll probably twist everything, make me feel wrong for even asking. I drop onto the couch, eyes burning. This isn't just financial fraud, it's emotional abuse. And I'm done letting her string me along. I decide, right then, I'm cutting off the money. For good. After days of furious silence, I decide not to text her back. Let her wonder. Let her calls go to voicemail. Each time my phone rings, my heart still clenches, but I remind myself, I deserve space. She starts sending me random pictures. Family holidays, me blowing out birthday candles as a child, us hugging after her first chemo session. It's all designed to tug at my heartstrings. But now I see the strings clearly. At first, I feel guilty ignoring her. Then I remember those beach selfies, the cosmetic surgeries, the smug phone call. My anger returns, sharper each time. I realize she's using our old memories as leverage, rewriting the story like we're the perfect mother-daughter duo. I open her messages, see one line, "I miss my girl. Don't be a stranger." I snort, bitterness curling my lip. She wants me to forget the truth, slip back into my role as her silent donor. But I can't. That night, my phone pings with a voice note. Her tone is light as if everything's normal. She says, "Call me, honey." I delete it without listening to the end, my chest tight with resolve. There's no going back. 2 weeks pass without a single real conversation between us. I function like a robot. Wake up, go to work, come home. But inside I'm crumbling. It's like my identity is tangled up in her. I always prided myself on being a loyal daughter. Now I'm left feeling deceived. Late one night, exhaustion and heartbreak crash over me. I fall onto my bed and sob. Ugly tears, snotty nose, pillow-soaked. The question loops in my mind, did she ever love me, or only what I could give her? My phone glows with unread messages. Some from friends asking where I've been, but mostly from Mom. Short phrases like, "Hope you're okay," or, "You know, I'm always here for you." The irony stings. She's here for me to do what? Drain my pockets again? I eventually drift off into a restless sleep, dreaming of hospital rooms that morph into luxury hotel suites. I wake up drenched in sweat. My body is reacting to the emotional chaos she's unleashed. I realize I've hit a wall. I can't keep living in this state of doubt and misery. I need closure, or something close to it. The fear? Closure might reveal even darker truths. Feeling an urgency that won't let me rest, I drive to Mom's place at sunset. I clench the wheel, rehearsing what I'll say. I have proof of her fake hospital records, her vacations, her surgeries. She can't talk her way out of this. She answers the door, looking annoyed. When I show her the travel receipts and resort photos, her eyes go wide. She tries to recover, stammering about how she needed a break to cope with her illness. My rage surges and I shout, "Illness? You were supposed to be on life support." She folds her arms, face twisting with indignation. "You think I'm not allowed any joy?" she snaps, as if I'm the villain. I've suffered my whole life. A spa trip is too much for me? My anger flares. She's spinning the narrative again. Poor Mom, forever victim. I slam the papers onto the table. "You used my money for all of this," I say, voice trembling. "You lied to me about everything." She shakes her head, tears welling up. "How dare you accuse me after all I sacrificed raising you?" The guilt card. I see it for what it is. I storm out, my head pounding. There's no honest conversation here, only denial. Back home, I grab a blank notebook and start listing every instance of Mom's requests. I note the dates, the reasons she gave, the amounts I sent. I add screenshots of her hospital emails, the resort booking, and her fake invoices. Page after page, a pattern emerges. She never asked for small, manageable sums when it truly mattered. She always ramped up the drama, painting pictures of imminent death. This was never desperation. It was entitlement. I type up these details into a cohesive timeline, not for revenge but for clarity. My own mind has been swimming in confusion. Seeing it all in black and white solidifies the truth. She planned each con, leveraged each crisis, and exploited my trust at every turn. Reading my own words, I feel a mixture of horror and relief. Horror that I fell for it. Relief that I'm finally seeing it clearly. I text her, "We need to talk seriously or I'm done." But I already expect the response to be another guilt trip. Still, I have my proof. The story is written. I won't let her manipulate me with half-truths anymore. This is my new armor against her lies. My hands still tremble from our confrontation when I open Reddit. I find a forum where people share stories of family betrayal and scams. I type, heart pounding. My mom faked illnesses to drain my savings, used it for luxury vacations and plastic surgery. I detail everything, from the bogus hospital bills to her mocking phone call. I don't hold back. By the time I hit post, tears blur my vision. This is my confession to the world, something I've never told anyone. The response is overwhelming. Comments flood in. I'm so sorry you went through this. You're not alone. My mother did the same. One user advises me to protect my credit. Another suggests therapy. I scroll through similar stories, stunned by how many people have faced parental manipulation. My phone pings with notifications on the post, awards, supportive messages, even direct messages offering advice. For the first time, I feel validated. I'm not overreacting. I'm not crazy. I'm one of many who loved too blindly. I log off, feeling a strange lift in my chest. People believe me, they understand. I'm not alone in this. It gives me the courage to finalize my boundaries. I send Mom a text that evening. It's short but firm. No more money, no more lies. I'll only speak to you if you're honest. Otherwise, leave me alone. My heart pounds after pressing send. This is something I've never said to her before. In the past, I'd do anything to keep peace. Her reaction arrives in a flurry of voice notes. She's wailing, claiming she's on the floor, unable to breathe from stress. Then she flips to anger. You're throwing me away like trash. Another message. I gave up everything to raise you. Now you abandon me? My tears well up, but I force myself to listen critically. Each voice note is saturated with blame, guilt, manipulation. There's not one acknowledgement of her lies, no apology. I let them play without responding. My thumb hovers over the phone, fighting the urge to comfort her. But I know it's a trap. I remember the Reddit comments. She'll never admit it. Stick to your boundary. I swallow the pain. This is my first step toward living without her permission or her control. It hurts like hell, but I refuse to back down. I won't let her reel me back in. A week passes. Then Mom texts, please come over. I baked your favorite cookies. Let's talk. No arguments, I promise. My chest tightens. Part of me aches for normalcy. Another part screams it's a trick. Against my better judgment, I go. She greets me with a warm hug, tears in her eyes. I almost cave. We sit at the table, cookies steaming on a plate. She flips through old photo albums, pointing out pictures. Me in pigtails, us at the park. My heart squeezes with nostalgia. For a second, I imagine we're good again. Then I see her brand new Chanel purse resting on the couch. It's glaringly flashy. My gaze slips to her face. Her forehead looks smooth, lines suspiciously vanished. A fresh Botox job? She notices my stare, quickly changes the subject. I'm trying so hard to make things right. I bite my tongue, adrenaline surging. This reconciliation is another performance. She wants me to soften, so she can ask for money again soon. I stand to leave, ignoring the half-eaten cookies. Her voice cracks. Where are you going? I just say, home, because this isn't my home anymore. She's chosen luxury over honesty, and no homemade treat can fix that. Days later, my phone chimes with another text from Mom. I hesitate before opening it. A single line reads, I need $1,000 for a last scan. Attached is a bogus invoice. I feel a jolt of fury, but also a sad resignation. This is her pattern. She bakes cookies, acts sweet, then returns to the well for more money. She's predictable. I refuse to reply. A few hours later, I get a Venmo request for $1,000. Denied. Then a Cash App request. Then PayPal. She's relentless. I fling my phone onto the bed, heart pounding. She really thinks I'll cave. After everything I've confronted her about, she still believes I'll just pay. Anger surges, but there's also a twisted sense of relief. She's proven again that she doesn't care about honesty or me, only the funds I can provide. By midnight, she's left voicemail after voicemail. Some are weepy, others laced with threats. You'll regret abandoning me. My insides churn. She's crossing another line, ignoring every boundary I set. I delete them all. This time there's no confusion, no guilt. I know exactly who she is now, and I won't give in. I'm at work when an alert from Credit Karma flashes on my phone. New credit application reported. Confused, I open the details. Someone applied for a line of credit using my information. The address on file? Mom's address. My heart thunders. She's not just asking for money, she's actively trying to steal my identity. I feel sick, but I also feel a cold, clear rage. This is actual fraud, not just emotional manipulation. She's crossing legal lines now. I rush to my boss, explain there's an emergency, and head home. My mind races with worst-case scenarios. Is she opening multiple cards? Taking out loans in my name? This betrayal is on a whole new level. When I get home, I immediately call the credit bureau to file a fraud alert. I freeze all my accounts, change every password. My fingers tremble with both fury and fear. She's my mother, yet she's capable of criminal acts against me. I stare at the phone, heart hammering. I could press charges, but part of me balks at that idea. It's still my mom. Yet if I don't protect myself, who will? She's left me no choice. The next day, I meet with a bank officer to solidify everything. New account numbers, extra security steps, and a freeze on any new credit in my name. The bank officer looks at me with pity when I explain it's my own mother doing this. Afterward, I text Mom for the final time. I know what you tried to do. I've frozen my credit. Do not contact me again. If you push this, I'll pursue legal action. My hands shake as I hit send. It feels like a chain snapping. She calls within seconds, but I let it ring. Voicemail after voicemail arrives, each more frantic. I made a mistake. It's not what you think. Then she shifts to rage. You'll ruin this family's name. She never once apologizes or admits fault. Just more manipulation. I feel hollow and furious. It hurts, cutting off my own mother. But I remind myself of the facts. She lied about illness, spent my money on luxury, and committed fraud. These boundaries aren't cruelty. They're self-protection. That night, I toss and turn in bed. My phone is silent, finally. For the first time in years, she has no direct grip on me. But it doesn't feel like peace yet, just raw emptiness. A week passes without a word from Mom. My chest loosens a bit, a hint of relief settling in. Then, out of nowhere, a lengthy text arrives. After all I did for you, raising you alone, sacrificing my own happiness, this is how you repay me. I read it with shaking hands. It's a masterpiece of guilt-tripping. She lists everything from changing my diapers to cheering at my school plays. She calls me ungrateful, accusing me of turning my back on family. There's still no mention of her lies, her fraud, or her fake hospital records. I feel anger spark again, but there's also a pang of sadness. She's weaponizing motherhood, ignoring the real issue. It's not about me owing her for raising me. It's about her betrayal. I don't respond. The emotional weight is too heavy. Instead, I reread her text until the words blur. My phone buzzes with one more message. You'll regret this one day. I power my phone off, heart racing. There's no apology, no remorse, just blame. That final text seals it. There's nothing left to salvage. She's chosen manipulation over a real relationship. The silence after her last message is eerie. No more frantic calls, no sudden knocks on the door. Part of me thought I'd feel instantly free. Instead, I feel strangely hollow, like someone tore out a chunk of my life and left a void. I wander around my apartment, noticing how quiet it is. No text alerts from her at odd hours. No urgent pleas for money. It's almost unsettling. I realize how much of my time and emotional energy she consumed. Days turn into a week, and I slowly feel a weight lifting. My stomach stops churning. I sleep through the night. The emptiness becomes something else, a calm I haven't felt in years. I see now that real peace isn't a grand celebration, it's the quiet absence of constant chaos. I start cooking again, reading old novels I neglected, taking walks in the evening. At first I feel guilty. Shouldn't I be chasing her down, making sure she's okay? But then I remember, I tried everything. She chose lies over love. I'm alone, but I'm not lonely. I'm experiencing a small taste of freedom, though it's tinged with sorrow. Sometimes, that's what healing looks like. I schedule an appointment with a financial advisor. Sitting in that pristine office, I'm nervous. I worry about judgments or pity. But the advisor is patient, walking me through my credit situation, my new budget, and a plan to rebuild. We discuss future goals I once gave up, like traveling and going back to therapy. A new possibility opens up, me focusing on my own happiness. I'd almost forgotten what that felt like. Afterward, I wander into a bookstore. A painting magazine catches my eye. I remember how I used to paint in high school, before life got complicated. I buy the magazine and a small set of brushes on a whim. That night, I set up a corner of my living room as a makeshift art studio. As I mix colors on a palette, my mind drifts. I feel a gentle stirring of joy, something I haven't sensed in so long. It's not big or dramatic, just a soft, comforting presence. I realize that by cutting my mother off financially and emotionally, I'm regaining myself. It's not an instant fix, but it's the start of a new life chapter, one where my needs finally matter. One afternoon, I checked back on my anonymous Reddit post. I'd promised an update once things settled. So I write, I went no contact with my mom. She stole my money, but I'm safe now, working on healing. I keep it short but honest. Within hours, comments flood in. People share their own experiences with manipulative parents. Some were disowned after refusing more demands. Others discovered secret credit cards opened in their names. The stories are heartbreakingly similar. A few thanked me, saying my post helped them recognize red flags. One user wrote, "Your courage inspired me to finally set boundaries with my toxic dad." Another said, "Reading your story feels like therapy. Thank you." Tears pricked my eyes. For so long, I felt ashamed, embarrassed to admit my own mother duped me. Now, I see it's more common than I realized. That sense of community bolsters my resolve. I'm no longer alone in this fight. I close Reddit, heart feeling a bit lighter. Knowing my story helps others heal, or at least find clarity, gives me purpose. It makes the pain a little more bearable. Turning betrayal into a cautionary tale for those who need it most. A plain white envelope arrives in my mailbox, scrawled in my mom's handwriting. My stomach flips. She must have switched tactics again. Part of me wants to rip it open, see if she finally admits her lies. Another part dreads her words. I carry the envelope to my kitchen table and stare at it. My heart thumps with conflicting emotions. Curiosity, hope, fear. But I remember all the guilt trips, all the manipulations. This letter is likely another performance. I grab a lighter from a drawer. My hands shake as I hold the envelope over the sink. For a second, I feel a pang of guilt. What if she's apologizing? But then I recall the identity theft attempt, the fake tears, the scornful laughter about her little cash cow. I flick the lighter. The edges of the envelope curl and blacken, smoke rising. The letter shrivels into ash. I flush the ashes down the sink, tears leaking down my cheeks. It's not out of hatred, I'm just protecting my peace. Burning that letter is my final goodbye to her manipulations. I feel a strange relief, like a door slamming shut on a nightmare. A few months later, I'm on a sunlit beach, warm sand between my toes. It's a solo trip I should have taken years ago. My phone remains locked away in a hotel safe. I breathe in the salty air, feeling my shoulders drop with each wave. I think about how far I've come. I lost money, time, and a version of motherhood I desperately wanted to believe in. But I gained something else, freedom from constant dread. The ache of betrayal is still there, but it's not strangling me anymore. Waves lap at my ankles. In the distance, the sunrise colors the horizon in pink and gold. For once I'm truly present, no urgent calls or guilt-fueled requests. Just me, at peace, deciding how my day unfolds. As the sun climbs higher, I close my eyes, letting the warmth seep into my skin. My life is finally my own. I choose where my money goes, how I spend my time, and who I allow near my heart. I take one last look at the horizon and start walking. Each step feels like a promise to myself. No more lies, no more manipulation, only my truth, my life on my terms.